And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, laddie, go? I will build my love a tower near yon pure crystal fountain, and on it I will build all the flowers of the mountain. Will ye go, laddie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, laddie, go? If my true love he were gone, I would surely find another where wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, laddie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, laddie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, laddie, go?
I remember my grandfather, who was, when I was 5 years old, I used to sit on my grandfather's lap.
Oh, okay.
hmm
That was Grandpa Silas, right?
Yeah, Grandpa Silas, right?
So you only remember him when you were about 5, right?
Yeah, I remember him at that age. See, he was the one that was seeing the people,
He was a psychic guy?
Yeah, he was a guy that had, that's how he made his livings. He talked to people to tell them things.
Like psychic type
Yeah,
things?
that's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how he made a living?
Right.
Oh, wow.
And I remember for the New Year, he used to play the violin on the New Year's, in the New Year's. And then he passed away after a while too, after he played that violin at one time.
Okay. Well, he must have been good at it.
He was very good. He was very good. Yeah, that was Silas, right?
Right.
That's right. And then my grandma, was there, and us kids used to go upstairs and listen to him when he told people things. That. Yeah.
Fine. What did your grandma Edwards do for a living? Was she just a housewife?
No, she was just, she did, that's her husband, right?
Right.
Yeah, well, she just did everything when people came to visit.
So they kind of worked together then?
Yeah, and they had a money box, where they put their money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
And they lived in Bay City?
They lived in Bay City,
Okay.
By my Aunt Dora lived by too.
Okay. Did you go to Bay City a lot?
Oh yeah, we went to Bay City almost every weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we were
What was the most interesting thing about your Grandma Edwards that you can remember?
My Grandma Edwards, so that's, yeah, came with Aunt Dora. When he passed away,
Oh, okay.
Aunt Dora took care of her, or had her there,
okay.
and she used to come down to Detroit and see all of us. Yeah.
What do you remember about her? Was she...
She was real nice, real nice. She used to kill the chickens and everything.
Oh, yeah. Because that's what you had to do back then,
Yeah,
right?
she did that
Yeah.
back and that. Yeah.
So your mother and dad met and married in Bay City?
Yeah. That's some pictures that we have. In Bay City, they got married. So that my Aunt Dora and Uncle Bill and all of them, when my mother and dad got married, was the ones that we had the pictures, and that. So, and then Aunt Dora's son was there too. Louis. He was small. He was a smaller boy. Yeah, and my Uncle Bill and my Aunt Dora too for the weddings were there.
Your mother had a brother named Frank who died young.
Who died young. I think he had, I don't know if it was cancer or disease or something, yeah.
What do you remember about your dad's parents in Bay City?
My dad's parents, well, at first he was at the farm. He worked at the farm. All his family worked at the farm. And then he came to Detroit. My dad did, and them. And I guess after they got married, they came to Detroit, where we lived. In Penrose, that was. Yeah.
And why did your dad come to Detroit?
Well, because I guess he wasn't used to the farming. He didn't care for the farming. The rest of the family were all farmers. So he did come there, and we used to go to Bay City all the time, and see my Aunt Dora and Uncle Bill and them. But we were in Detroit.
And where did your dad work?
Ford Motor Company for quite a few years.
What did he do for Ford?
Well, he was moving. He had a good job. Doing some machine. He ran. Yeah. So he was there quite a while. Once in a while he would be out. But otherwise he was there for a long time. Yeah. So.
So what would you say is the most interesting thing about your mother?
My mother? Yeah. Well, she was a sweetheart. She could bake, she could do anything and that. And she was always so good to me, And everybody loved her. They come like all the holidays and everything. She was there. She made the best pies you ever had. I'm telling you. Yeah, no, she was good to everyone. And then Christmas time, she had everybody came over and sat at the table, and we had everything. My dad used to cook too. He would make his own stuff sometimes. Yeah, he fried chicken and did a lot of things. Yeah, so.
So how did you meet Robert Warner?
Robert Warner, well, I'll tell you, I used to go to Palmer Park, and I used to go with my friend on the swings and that, and I met him at Palmer Park. And he was in town from California, and his family. And when they went home, we went to California, and I told him I was coming down to see all of them. And when I got there, he wanted to come back to Michigan with me and get married. And so I came back, and my church married me at the church. It wasn't a big wedding or anything, but that's how I got married.
So as a baby, what was Bobby like?
Bobby, she was the cutest little thing. That when you see her, and I just loved her. She would smile and everything. Yeah, she was a wonderful baby. Yeah.
How about Bootsy? What was she like?
Bootsy's the same way. Bootsy I used to have them one in the bed, and Bootsy, after she was born, I had her put in the bed, and she would reach her hand up and say, "Mama, Mama," to me. And so I did real good with the kid. I loved them, but I was working too a lot, and I didn't. I had to take care, and I used to iron their clothes and everything for them. And my mother watched them when I had to work, different things like that. So everything went good with the kids, and she loved the kids too. Yeah. Yeah, Bootsy and her both, she'd say, "Hands, Mommy, hands, Mommy," Bootsy would say, and that. So I would reach in and put my hand on hers, and Bobby too was, she both of them were just wonderful children. I enjoyed it. Wished I could have stayed home with them, is what I'm saying, so, but I did the best I could. I didn't have much money or anything because he wasn't working too much, and so I wouldn't, what I was going to say now, yeah. I used to, every week, I would make my money, at the place I worked, and one week I would get the kids, the dresses were real cheap then. I would get one week, and then one another week, because I couldn't afford the big bunch, at the time, yeah. So that's what I did, so, yeah. And I did a lot, It was hard, with him, because with him not working half the time, so. So, but anyway, we got through it. Yeah. So the kids, And then I went to California, when everything happened, and he wasn't coming back from California. And I says, well, I've got 2 daughters back there, I have to go back. So I went back, and then I got a call, and he says, I'm never coming home. I says, okay. I says, that's fine. I says, I'm going to get a divorce because I can't live like this anymore. Because he was really, when he was drinking, and we were upstairs. My sister had the place done, and so I went there and had. I lived there for quite a while.
How did Bootsy get her nickname?
Oh, Carol Ann was her name, but I did that. I called Bobby. No, I called Bootsy. I just called her Bootsy, and Bobby. Yeah.
So you gave her the nickname.
Yeah, the nickname. That's where she got her. That and I called her all the time.
So what did you think when Bobby told you she wanted to get married? And what did you think of Cyril?
Of her?
What did you think of Cyril when she told you she wanted to get married?
Oh yeah. Bobby and Cyril.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not say no, because I was young when I got married,
Mm-hmm.
and both of them were young too when they got married. Oh no, I didn't. I says no, that's fine. So.
Where did you meet Tony Barber?
Oh! I met Tony when I divorced. I was getting ready to divorce. Well, I had met him at us girls went out, and I met him, and he wanted to dance with me and that, and then he wanted to go out with me, you know. So I thought, well, fine, yeah, and so everything worked out good. And, he got me a house, and then that's when I got married. And that. So. He was afraid to get a divorce because he thought the kids would hate him, or you know how the Italian are, and then that. But he says he never had to worry because both of them cared for me. So that worked out pretty good, and they still are good to me. So anyway, so that's how that happened. So. Mm-hmm.
How many years were you and Tony married?
I've been married so long. Well, we've been in the condo, I say 46 or 47, somewhere around there. And that. And then and we even got married, and then told his son, Tony says, well, everybody came to the house, and his son came, his brother, I meant to say, came and says, are you and Elaine ever going to get married? And he said, and he says, I am already married. He says, I don't believe you. So I says, okay, just a minute, and I went and got my things and showed him the marriage certificate and everything. So. And his brother always came over and had me do a lot of things for him too. He always came to eat, everything. So, but it was nice. It was nice. I enjoyed it.
So where did you and Tony get married?
We got married at Vegas.
Huh?
At Vegas. Roy and Peggy paid for our wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, and that, and then that's where we got married, and he paid for everything.
So that's why Angelo didn't believe you were married, because you got married in
Yeah,
Vegas?
he didn't believe it. And even Marie didn't know too much, so because he didn't want me to say too much. But anyway, she came down, and the whole family, part of the whole family was there.
So Tony was Italian. Did he actually know any gangsters?
Well, he knew some. You'll be surprised. He knew Oh, no, he wasn't in that business, but he knew who was who. He sure did. He knew who was who. Yep. What Tony liked was Las Vegas, and he liked the boats. We went on quite a few.
Well, the boats have casinos on them too, right?
Huh?
The boats have
Oh, yeah.
casinos on them.
Oh, yeah. I think I made $80 one time on one of the boats. Yeah. So.
So you've lived almost 90 years.
Almost 90
Almost,
years.
yeah.
It'll be 90 February 25th. 25th.
So what do you think is the most important thing in life?
Well, it's nice to be here. That's one of the most important thing, and try to keep going. So, yeah, because you never know. And.
Well, as one of your grandchildren, I just want to say thank you for being such a great granny. You've always been there for everybody, and I think I can speak for every one of your grandchildren and say thank you again for all those kind gifts and love that you've given over all the years.
Okay. All right. And thank you.
By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny braes, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love were ever wont to gae, on the bonny, bonny